You have a question? As my art flourishes, so does my craft. For every draught of corruption that my sculpture imbibes, I too receive a little splash. Enough to enable me to forge ever more exquisite tools of the thaumaturgical trade, tools with which we shall prevail in the dark days to come. Given time and suitable conditions, the dead walk of their own volition in Reglast. Why? The cataclysm remains, in soil and stone, water and air. Look closely, and you will see its dark hues, its corrupted radiance. Yet the seeing is the difficult part. It's why we look through the gems. Our petty living eyes are blind, yet these eternal stones, they will show us everything. The recent dead are utterly mindless. They remain addicted to life, their hunger for it overcoming every other faculty. On the contrary, the ancient dead gradually recover some residue of their former intelligence. Yet both are mere echoes of the true power that is the darkness to come. When flesh and bone, sense and spirit are saturated with darkness, only then can true and pure undeath be experienced. I do not speak literally of the absence of sun. I speak of a darkness that is home to all that have lived. We were born in darkness. We return to darkness. The warm sable of the womb, the cool pitch of the grave. It is in darkness that creation itself resides, ideas entwining in the recesses of the skull, lovers entwining in the night. The darkness that comes is the death of stagnation and the birth of creativity. Mortality is Varici's business. I keep a close eye on that assassin's doings, for he produces only the finest corpses. Tora produces only carcasses, not cadavers. I am an artist. I can't paint with only one color. Zana has walked and recorded paths to the darkness itself. I'd walk those paths too, if she'd let me. Vagan has honed his physique to perfection, but one of these days his mouth is going to get the rest of his lovely body killed. I look forward to that day. Alrion is obsessed with a dream of life after death. The afterlife isn't a dream. It's just like life. You work with it as best you can. The Kalrui mollycoddle their dead as a precious mother fusses over her children. Haku is no different.
Welcome.
I don't take a man's life in a duel. I earn it. Varici steals lives like he steals everything else. As fine as she is feral. That's Tora. Nice to watch from afar. Up close, I'm not a fan of claw marks on my ass. Sometime soon, I'm going to teach Katerina the definition of rest in peace. Zana needs to stop cataloguing life and start living it. I'd show her the world if I could. Yet I don't think I'm even on her map. Elrion has his battles, and I have mine. Yet we fight for the same god. The Karui have spent centuries perfecting the art of war, and Haku is one of their finest artists.
God bless you, Exile. Through polished gem and polished lie, Varici earns himself a special place in God's heart. The soul is God's concern. Katerina can do what she likes with the discarded vessel. Our causes may look worlds apart, but Tor and I share a common purpose. Rayclass will be saved. Vagan has a certain attribute that makes him most desirable as a soldier of God. He doesn't waste time on thought. Zana's one of those people that wants existence analysed, written down and filed away all tidy. Nothing spoils a joke worse than when you have to explain the bloody punchline. Haku's a damned heathen who worships trees and ghosts. It never ceases to amaze me how we, God's children, excel at deceiving ourselves.
You were a welcome sight. An army is needed to win a battle. To win a war, sometimes it takes only a man, like Vorici. A warrior protects life, but it is the huntress who provides it. This land will never prosper without women like Tora. Katarina is Kitava's slave, preparing pretty feasts for a cannibal god. Navigation and conquest are two sides of the same paddle. Every army needs a Zana. There is a fine line between belief and madness. Alrion does not even know where that line is. Whether he clads it in silk or steel, Vagan's heart is still that of a warrior.
Another day in the land of plenty. Vorici thinks himself above and beyond the natural order. One of these days I'm going to remind him that he's not. Katarina peers back the skin and looks upon the truth in flesh and bone. If anyone has seen how deep the corruption goes, it's Katarina. A road allows fools to travel from here to there without getting killed. Xana's maps will only encourage those fools to step off the road. The way he moves, the way he gets all sweaty and glowy when he fights. I'd not complain with Vagan to find his way into my den. Elrion seems to think that God is going to save this land. With a little help from us, this land can save its bloody self. Haku's a man who knows how to live, plain and simple.
Yes, what is it? It is not how a man lives, but how a man dies that truly matters. Katarina's cadaverous sculptures mock us in what should be our finest moment. Tora thinks almost as poorly as she smells. You cannot start a new world by simply slaughtering the old. Pay no heed to that primitive. Xana's is a mind worthy of intercourse. If only I could pry her from her maps now and then. I have never heard a man waste so many words on saying nothing. Vagan is a linguistic mass murderer, yet put a sword in his hand and he becomes a disturbingly efficient communicator. One of these days I'm going to sheathe my daggers in Elrion's faith-blind eyes. When a man takes on religion, he locks up his mind and throws away the key. When it comes to knowledge and power, we Oriathans have always looked to our dearly departed empire. From what I've learned of Haku, we should have been looking closer to home.
Glad you made it back. May your maps be merciful.
What can I do for you, X? So, you're in a smiting mood, are you? Good. So am I. And I found just the holy spot for a hopeless last stand against the hordes of corruption. God bless you on this fine day, Exile. Care for another dance with Lady Sin, Crusader? This here island of faith has been made home sweet home by a small horde of corrupted filth. It falls to you and I to cleanse and claim this place in the name of God. Steel your entrails, Exile. You're about to get your hands dirty. It's us or them, Crusader. Us or them. The flood of filth has ebbed for now.
Shh, keep your voice down. Don't step on the crack.
Excellent. And do remember to temper your violence with elegance. We have standards to maintain. You there. I've a walking, talking lump of ignorance that requires your attention. Send this malcontent a message from me, expressing my violent disdain of their current behavior, but do not kill them, you hear? That would only complicate matters. Dominus exiles every brigand and cutthroat in Oriath, but do you think I can procure myself just one good, clean killer? I am sure to regret this, but let's speak again in the near future and see if we can still make something useful out of you. Rayclast is meant to be the land of second chances, after all.
At your service. Fancy a fight, do you? A right sucker for punishment you are. You there. Let me bend your ear for a moment. What'll it be today? Today's special is the mortal mealy with a side order of brutality. Cooked it up myself. Just for you, Exile. So here's how this works. You take a crack at me, your very best shot. I win, you die. You win, and I'm not actually sure, to tell the truth. Doesn't happen very often. Oh, and I've invited a few mates along to play as well. Don't mind, do you? No? Good-o. Now that was a fight even Deresso would have been proud of. Savor your victory while it lasts.
God bless you, Exile.
You have a question. My art requires sustenance, Exile. A steady stream of corruption. Be sure to keep that stream flowing. It's another busy day in the land of the dead, Exile. The necrotic juices are growing thin around here, Exile, and my sculpture is suffering for it. Time to mix the pot. Out there you'll find a huddle of corpses, voracious things that have been sucking up all the corruption they can get their greedy maws on. Destroying them will release that pent-up darkness back into the land, where it can do what it's supposed to be doing, corrupting. Oh, good. Life is wasted on the living. The finest art may only be created with the finest materials.
It is good to see. The ancestors watch over you, warrior. Tala Moana, warrior. No spirit deserves... And hurry. The corruption of this place. It warps flesh and soul in equal measure. At the moment, the warrior rests in the lee of the twisting tide. The journey back must be swift, else Kitava, the black spirit, will consume him. Another of Kitava's slaves may know. They are out there. I can feel them. But none are ready to be brought home just yet.
Another day in the land of plenty. Good hunting, Color. Good hunting. Over here, Exile. There's some creatures out there that aren't killing each other fast enough. We need to give them a helping hand. I've a certain pack of vermin in mind. Stronger and more vicious than most. Track them to their home territory and wipe them out. For this hunt, I'm going to share a piece of bushcraft with you. Well, bushcraft smeared with thaumaturgy. The corrupted creatures tend to mark their territory with their foulness. This trick allows you to pick up that scent and follow it home. The whole thing stinks of corruption, I know. But you can't expect to put your nose to the ground without getting it dirty. Just the usual nastiness about at the moment. I'll let you know when the situation worsens.
How are your maps? While you're here, I've got a favor to ask of you. Follow me, and I'll fill you in on the details. Still sane, Exile? Darkness looms on the horizon, and we need to stop it. Let's get ready to work. I'm trying to enlist the help of one of our friends, but it seems one favor demands another. By the way, this map is particularly dangerous, which means I need to limit access both in and out. You'll only get one shot at this, I'm afraid. Don't make any mistakes.
Come, come, pretty little rocks. Were you followed? Made myself very rich selling voltaxic sulfite to the Templar. Didn't know...
God has glorious plans for us today. You ready, Exile? You're a well-blooded defender of the faith now. A good time for some spiritual reflection, Crusader.
I think we're on the brink of a breakthrough. It's unwise to rush into places unknown so quickly. Let me formulate a plan, then we'll talk.
You wish to ask me something? Look at it this way. Taken at face value, there is little to recommend the rotting cadaver. It's all a matter of recognizing potential.
You are a welcome Dalamoana, warrior.
Yes, what is it? I know, it doesn't look like much at the moment, but since I made the effort to recognize the potential in you, perhaps you could do this place the same courtesy.
Let me tell. I'm sure we will see each other again soon.
I've a walking, talking lump of ignorance that requires your attention. The malcontent in question has a rather sensitive document under lock and key. Examine that document and recall what it tells you. But under no circumstances do you kill the malcontent guarding it. Understood? That would only leave me with a mess to clean up. Let's see who is next on my list. Ah, yes, they'll do nicely. As we improve our own lot, we improve that of our civilization. I've no need of you at the moment.